talk about another issue that is often a problem in RVs, and that is bugs. I recently had a minor ant infestation over in my little corner where I sit, because I have a garbage can next to my chair so I can be nice and tidy. Well, have to be careful what you throw in that garbage, because I had some those were ice popsicles, and so I put the paper in the garbage, and one day I'm putting my shoes on and I've got ants on the floor in front of my chair, and lo and behold, in my garbage they were after that sweet and sticky paper, which of course, you know, we're in the RV, we're up off the ground, but somehow those little buggers can smell anything. And it's not the first time I've had some ant problem in the trailer. I believe we must have been carrying around a little colony for a while, because it didn't matter where we would go. I'd have the onesie twosies, one, you know, on the counter by the stove, one or two, never really seeming to go anywhere, but they would show up every day. And then even when we moved to another location, they would still be there right away. And it's like, okay, you guys did not have time to find a way in, you know, in the 10 minutes we've been here, you know. So obviously that we were carrying them with us, as I have not noticed them in the last 6 months, stove side of the kitchen, until just the other day when I started having them when they got into my garbage can. But luckily that was just a few days and I didn't see them again. For that I used a Zevo brand spray. It's kind of like a eucalyptus and lemongrass type of a spray. It's supposed to be very safe. It's very oily, however, and so, but I did use that, get rid of the garbage. Now I have to just be really careful. In some of my videos you may or may not have noticed that there's often a pile of towels on the floor in front of our Berkey, which is our drinking water filtration system. I often throw the towels on the floor there because they're from the kitchen and they're wet, and I don't want to put them up in the laundry basket right away when they're wet, because it is hot and humid and I do not want my towels to mold. Well, so they might sit there a day. The other more specific reason they're on the floor is that I often spill, and I do not need a puddle of water on the floor. My other little mistake I make is I will forget and I will leave it open, and guess what? Come back and there's a whole lake on the floor in front of the Berkey, which is really not a good thing to have when you're living inside a trailer where moisture is a problem so often. Going back to the towels on the floor, the other day I was getting my shoes on again, and I noticed a larva on the floor, and I'm like, what the heck is that about? And I went over to where that towel was, and it was full of fly larvae. Full, I don't know, maybe 10, 20 fly larvae. So got rid of the towel, took it outside, shook it up. Anyway, long story short, now I'm having an issue with actually flies in the trailer. I believe we had this problem last year for a little while. Same thing, I have found some larvae on the floor, like some of it was in the dog's dish and things like that. So note to self, stop putting towels on the floor as a breeding ground for flies. Now, I think maybe they have bred somewhere else, because again, I got rid of all of those and I'm still having 4 or 5 flies at a time, nothing huge. But I think we went through this last year where one day all of a sudden we had flies all over inside the RV, and it did coincide within a small amount of time that I had found okay, let's call it what they really are. I hate the word, but they were maggots. Okay, the maggots were on my floor. I did a thorough cleaning, of course, took everything, washed it, and just had, after I got done with the heebie-jeebies, I thought, well, we got it taken care of. So I will be very vigilant not to put them on the floor anymore. So I've talked about fly larvae, ants, and then I also have a video about keeping the kitchen sink drain clean. I'll go over that. I went over that in a video that I'll be attaching to this. So hopefully that some of these ideas are useful to you, because I know it's hard to go through. I think it's hard to do these things the first time. I mean, we all will work through it. Trial and error, you'll figure it out, but it's always nice to know that you're not the only one that's having these little issues that can happen in ways that we can prevent them.